Hi and welcome to another free.volous episode. So today we are going to do the all about my foundations tag. I think that's how it's called. I'm not sure. I saw this on TT Sandra's channel so long ago, months and months and months, maybe a year ago. And I kept it on the back of my mind, you know, because it was one of those things that I really wanted to do, but I kept postponing it, I think. And I was talking to my subscribers on Instagram and I asked what they wanted to see more from me on YouTube for my videos. And one of them replied, foundation. Just that. Foundation. And I was kind of, but what kind of video regarding foundation? And they said, all of it. And I was kind of, okay. So what better thing to start off with than with a tag that has everything to do with foundations? I don't think we can up that. I'm sure I'm going to have at least one view on this video. Yay. Just a disclaimer, I have a lot of foundations. I love makeup. I pay it all with my own money. Nobody wants to sponsor me. Nobody knows who I am. Nobody sends me stuff for free. Sadly, to be honest, it's just where I spend my money. It's my choice. It's my life. And I'm not hurting anyone with these choices. It's inevitable for people to judge, especially when you don't know other people's lives. It's inevitable. So I'm not going to say, please don't judge. I'm just going to ask you to please not to verbalize negatively your opinions in the comments. It's just, let's just be nice to each other, okay? So, if you want to know my opinions on several foundations and discover what I think and what I still own, keep on watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and leave me a thumbs up if you enjoy my videos. That would help a lot. Without further ado, let me just tell you, what works for me may not work for you and we can still be friends. So if you see something you hate on here and that I'm raving about, or if you hear me talking ill about something you really love, it's fine. It's fine. Let's jump into the questions. So, first question is the newest foundation in my collection. That will be the Fenty Beauty Ease Drop Blurring Skin Tint, which is kind of a light coverage foundation. I wouldn't even call it a tinted moisturizer. I'm still giving it a go. I'm not going to say anything. I've enjoyed it fairly enough, but I don't have my mind set yet, as of yet. If you want to see an up close and personal on it, let me know, but this is a very raved and hyped product, so there are plenty of videos out there. That's why I don't usually go for the most hyped products on my up close and personals. But if you want to see it, or any of these foundations in action, and I haven't had a video on it before, let me know in the comments. But yeah, this is the most recent one. I'm giving it a go. High expectations. What is the oldest foundation in your collection? This is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation. I've had it for many years and I have a video on here with this foundation, using it with one of my favorite methods to this day. It's not the quickest method, the quickest application, but it is, it gives you a beautiful result on the skin. And I'm using this foundation, which when applied liberally can look really cakey and thick and weird, but when shared out and just used with a bit of patience is a beautiful formula. Biggest downside of this foundation is the shade range is all over the place. You cannot tell one from the other. There are so many shades of beige, not inclusive at all, but they have 10 shades like this with different names. I can't choose a shade for me online for the life of me. I don't use it anymore because I've carried on. Not that I don't love it, I really love it, but I haven't used it recently, but it's probably expired anyway. The most expensive foundation, I believe the one that I've ever had was the La Prairie powder foundation. I think that was really expensive. But as of now is the Le Beige Water Tint by Chanel. For me, this is not a foundation. For me, a foundation needs to have some sort of coverage. This has no coverage. This is for pretty skin days, for people with great skin that don't need the coverage. And for me, I use it basically as a bronzer, liquid bronzer of sorts when my skin is looking good, because yeah, I need a bit more coverage than what this delivers. and I was caught in the hype completely. Everybody was saying you applied and it's kind of magic, it blurs out the whatever. It doesn't. No, it doesn't. I think it's people with good skin that notice the most effects with more sheer products, and people who need or who feel that need a bit more coverage will probably be disappointed in this. Of course, this over a concealer or whatever will give a beautiful finish to the skin. No doubt about it. It gives kind of a glowy, just had my peel done kind of glow. It's beautiful. Next one is the least expensive foundation. Purito CC Clearing BB Cream. Love this foundation. You know, I have a video on this one actually, so if you want to see it in action, go check it out. Love this little thing, and it's €8.50 on YesStyle, so no reasons not to give it a go. The other one I have to mention is the Vision Cream Color Foundation from Danessa Myricks, the teeny sample size one. You can get it in all colors, which is fantastic. And although this seems like it's not much, because it isn't, because you need the tiniest amount with this product, it will last you a very long time, and it's €5. This is super affordable and a great way to give it a go, and gives you such beautiful coverage. I have a video with it too. Your most everyday foundation. That depends on how my skin is going, how much time I have, if I'm in the mood for brushes and sitting in front of the mirror, or if I just want to slap something on with my fingers. It depends on so many variables. Shut up. I'm not one to go with just one foundation for every day. I have to adapt. So I'm going to talk about several. One that I need to talk about, and it's the CYO Life Proof. It has been discontinued. It's probably one of the top 3 best foundations, in my opinion, that I've ever tried. This works with my skin regardless of what's happening on my skin. So it works on good skin days, it works on bad skin days, dry, blemish, oily, it works. And I've never found anything close to this that behaves the same way. So I've gone from a point where I was kind of, I don't want to waste it, so I'll only use it on special occasions too. I need to get rid of this and get over this, because I won't be able to buy another one. So RIP CYO, but it's one of my everyday foundations. When I'm in doubt, this is one of those that I go for. The other one I need to mention is the Dior Backstage. Especially in the summertime, I love how fresh and gorgeous my skin looks with this. You have a big amount of product in here. They have a decent kind of shade range, super lightweight on the skin. My skin loves it. It can be built up to give you some coverage. Again, one of my everyday kind of foundations. The other one, and this is when I need a bit more of coverage, is the Shiseido Synchro Skin. This is the self-refreshing, by the way. It's not the original one, sadly. This is a very nice foundation. I need to work it a bit more. I need to give it a bit more time and effort to make it work for me. But when I make it work and I take the time to blend it onto my skin with a brush, fluffier, less dense brush, this works beautifully on my skin when I need a bit more coverage. The Purito one that I've mentioned before is one of the ones that I've used the most, and the other one is the Makeup Forever HD foundation. Ever since I've put it in my View Set palette, I've been using the crap out of this cream foundation. Which is your foundation with the best memory attached to it? I'd have to go with the Hourglass Vanish Stick foundation. I don't know why I loved this so much when I tried it. I always look green on camera looking back, and to be honest, it felt really thick. It didn't blend out really well. It caught onto the dry patches and any texture on my skin. So to use it on a daily basis when I want to use it a bit more sheared out, this is not the best, but it is a fantastic stage makeup product. And I've used this when I'm on stage and doing a play, and that's why this is my fondest product, because I mean, it brings back all the stage memories and I love it for it. I'm sorry for the noise, but it's too hot, so I won't close my windows. Trid. Next question is, which is your foundation that is worth the hype? Dior Backstage. This had its moment. It's not hyped anymore, but anything is not hyped after 5 seconds right now. But this is the baby. For me, this is the one that works really well on my skin, and that is worth the hype. Foundation that is not worth the hype. I'm going to offend so many people, but the Fenty Hydrating Foundation did nothing for me. It's an average foundation in my opinion. Great shade range, but it was really confusing to find my shade match. Funnily enough, it still runs a bit too peachy because I'm more olivey, but anyway. But yeah, it was just average for me and everybody was crazy about it. It smells delightful though. This and the powder, smell delightful. Favorite foundation from your favorite brand? A few months ago, I would tell you I don't have a favorite brand. I don't like everything in one brand. The brand that I probably like the most is, no, not even, I would say Colourpop, but just for eye stuff, mostly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a brand, you know, but now I do. It's Danessa Myricks. So, Vision Cover Foundation. I mean, I bought the full size before I ran out of the sample size. Why? Because I'm that person. I love the brand, everything that I've tried up until now, and I bought a lot of stuff from them recently. I've loved everything, and the foundation is no exception. I really want to try their powder to see how it works with the foundation because I have a feeling that it's going to be amazing. The most used foundation. As I said, I jump from one to the other, so it's a little bit difficult. I can say 2 of them for sure. The CYO, because I'm trying to get rid of it in a way. And the other one probably is the Makeup Forever Stick Foundation because I have it in this little View Set palette and I carry it around with me and I keep on using it. I mean, it keeps on giving. It's such a huge amount. I don't know how someone would go through one of these. Why don't they give you half the amount and ask for half the price, and we would all be so much happier. Most underrated foundation. Oh, Danessa Myricks, again. Not only the foundation, the brand. I don't understand because there are brands coming out of underneath rocks at this moment and getting shelves at Sephora in America and stuff like that. And you could not find Danessa Myricks outside of her own websites. So why is that? I don't know. Glad she has had her little access moment to Sephora. Still, I think it's a bit late because she's been amazing and around for a long time, but most underrated for sure. The other underrated foundation I would say is Cover FX Power Play. Cover FX as a whole, as a brand, is underrated for sure. Before the trend, the trailblazing of Fenty, Cover FX was already here with a huge and inclusive shade range. And Cover FX is the only brand that I can think of that acknowledges that lighter skin tones can have olive undertones, which is not for everybody. So I'm really thankful for Cover FX as a whole. I think they have lost their way in a sense, and I'm really sad about that. But I still really rate their little stick concealers. I always have one in my makeup bag on the go, and their Power Play foundation. I still love this, and it's been so many years since they've launched it. I have a video on it too. Yes. The other ones I would say, this is a more inexpensive product, is the Physicians Formula. Along with the Purito one. These are not very talked about. Great formula, by the way. Terrible shade range, but it's a beautiful foundation too. And nobody talks about it. I don't know. Most nostalgic foundation. Come on. If you're not throwing an awe right now, you're not in the correct age bracket for this. This is the MAC Studio Fix powder. It's a powder foundation, high coverage. Still love it. I still have it. Yes, I do. Maybe this is the oldest foundation that I have. Another product that brings me a bit of nostalgia is the Lancome Cushion Foundation. If you love Lisa Eldridge, you will understand. I've used this for years non-stop as my go-to touch-up product. I haven't bought it recently, but it's still in my drawers. It's still with me. Most disappointing foundation. It's the Catrice True Skin. Beautiful. This is actually the embodiment of disappointment because it started so well. It made my skin look fantastic, and it's so affordable that I could look past the terrible shade range. And then after 4 hours, I don't want to spoil. Just go watch the video. Most unique foundation. I'm going to repeat myself, but what the heck. CYO Life Proof. Because it is just the one that works the best for my skin. So it's unique in that sense, because I have a lot of foundations because I keep on looking for the one. And I thought I had found truly the one. And I was going to end my channel because I would never review a foundation again when I found CYO. And then I found out it was discontinued. So that's how unique it was. In terms of the formula, Danessa Myricks Vision Cream Cover, because this is an oil-based foundation, it is multitasking. It reminds me in a way of the Clinique Beyond Perfecting. If you use it wisely on your skin, and she has a ton of tutorials if you want to learn how to use it perfectly. You can shear it out with an oil. Your skin looks beautiful. This gives you the most perfect finish to the skin, and you can go from sheer to high coverage. Now, I wanted to add a few questions to this tag, and these are my questions, or my other foundations that I wanted to talk about, basically, that I hadn't found the opportunity if I didn't have these new questions. So here we go. Your solid classics. So these are solid classic foundations that have been out for a while. They've gone through the hype, and they're still really good solid foundations in your opinion for you. So for me, that would be one that I haven't mentioned yet, which is the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. This is a beautiful foundation. You need the tiniest bit to have almost full coverage, very high coverage. It has a satin matte kind of finish, and I love how good and effective this is. I use this on camera often. This breaks me out sometimes, so I don't know what's up with that. It's not all the time, but I love how this looks on the skin. And this is a solid classic that has been through the hype wave, and for me, it's still a great foundation. Next one would be the Dior Backstage foundation. I think it's been long enough since this has arrived in the scene that you can say this is here to stay. The next one is the one with the dupe, which is one that is really hyped at the moment of your tag video, but that you have easily found dupes for it. And it's not that it's a bad product, it's just that other brands have done it. For me, it's the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Powder Foundation. This is a fantastic powder. It gives you slight medium coverage, I'd say, if you don't go with the full sponge on your face. It does have a tendency to create this little film, so you really have to reapply with a drier area of your sponge instead of re-dipping on the same side. But a great dupe for it is actually the Sephora Collection powder foundation. Nobody talks about this, but this is a fantastic foundation, and if you don't need a specific shade from the Fenty range, which can happen, I would take a look at the Sephora ones because they're far more inexpensive. And in case you're wondering, this is number 24 Vanille, so vanilla, and this is Fenty's 290. They're basically the same color. So if you're a basic beige, you're probably gonna be able to get away with the Sephora one. So yes, this was it. This was the All About My Foundations tag. Thank you to TT Sandra for kicking this off. I think she stole the tag from someone else, but that's where I heard it from. And thank you to my subscriber who wanted to watch this video. I did this because I knew I was going to have at least one view. Maybe not. As usual, if you have enjoyed this video, please leave me a thumbs up. Comment down below what you want to see next. Which are your favorite foundations? Which are your favorite finds? I want to know, what do you want me to try on next? You must try this foundation. Let me know. And also come and talk to me on Instagram. I'm fairly more active there than I am on here, because it's a bit more instant. Subscribe if you haven't already, and as usual, thank you for spending your time on me, and I'll see you on my next video.